This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets, with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
This is Beaverville. Come on in.
It's Bob here. I got a question.
I woke up yesterday morning with a spring in my step.
Start later, please.
I could never know if the day was
Fast forward ahead.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number 1. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Super duper, gang. Yeah! Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
On your side, you hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride.
Sauce, I think you said it best on Twitter. Let's go!
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Man, the Timberwolves 116-113 over the crybaby Los Angeles Lakers. You know what's crazy is, everybody thinks the other team is filled with babies. We famously made fun of Devin Booker big time last year. That was super fun, right? The crowd got really into that.
The shirts were made.
Shirts were incredible.
Yeah, incredible.
Man, LeBron and specifically Luka just complain after every call. And I'm going, man, do we... And then I realized, we just did like a decade of Cat.
Yeah.
And Ant is a complainer too, but we had Cat. I'm sure every team that played the Wolves was like, does this guy ever stop?
Yeah.
Well, but now we know what that feels like. Because Luka, it's weird how much I respect Luka's game, but God, I hate playing against him because he just cries and whines and throws tantrums.
And I mean, he was it Friday night when Rudy went up to block his shot and he threw himself on the ground like he was thrown out of an airplane.
Right. And then yesterday, now you have he steps on Jaden McDaniels' foot. Luka does. He goes to the ground, travels because he's rolling with the ball.
Yep.
And now even after the game, you're having him, JJ Redick, everybody else going, Luka got tripped. For God's sakes, maybe in the moment you thought he got tripped. If you see the replay, he just stepped on Jaden's foot.
Right.
Jaden didn't do anything. So they're just being babies and they're falling apart. And it's another classic Lakers squad that has 2 giant superstars and no bench. And we saw that in the second half when J.J. Redick literally didn't put any Laker reserve in. They have no depth.
I mean, we talk about it, we talk about this a lot, and we've talked about it, at least Max and I have talked about it a lot. When you're the Lakers and you have LeBron James, you can handpick your coach, right? Because everybody knows if they can attach themselves to LeBron, they can possibly win a championship. But the mistakes they've made over the last few years is when they traded for Anthony Davis, they traded away a ton of depth. When they traded for Luka, they traded the only center they had on the roster. Jackson, what's that guy's? Hayes barely plays. He played 4 minutes. He's their only center. He played 4 minutes and he wasn't working, so they went to this spacing bit. J.J. Redick isn't equipped to be an NBA coach.
Well, we don't know that, though, because they don't have a roster, right?
Sure.
I truly think if Phil Jackson was coaching this team, they'd still be in trouble because they don't have anybody to come off the bench.
But when you run a 41-year-old 46 of the 48 minutes, and Luka, who everybody in Dallas said isn't conditioned, he played 46 minutes.
And looked pretty good. I mean, he was 1 for 6, I think, in the fourth, which the Wolves needed him to miss all of those.
LeBron scored 0 points in the fourth.
They had no legs.
They had nothing.
In the fourth. Lieutenant Dan had more legs than they did.
The Wolves are dominating the fourth quarters. Through 4 games, they're up 36 points in the fourth.
Hell yeah.
So it's that we're just pulling away, or if like yesterday when that third quarter started so poorly, now that's when we're coming back. Fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's sweet. If the Lakers had the depth the Wolves had, they'd win every game.
Right, but they don't have Dante. They don't have almost no one has Nas, right?
No.
That's why he was the 6th man of the year last year. That's a super rare thing to have.
The Lakers were one of those teams that really wanted him.
Yep.
During this past summer too. Like I think LeBron went out of his way to say that he wanted Nas Reed because he's that good.
Yeah.
Man, as frustrating as the Wild game was on Saturday to kind of choke that game away with a Zeev Buium penalty, turned the Wild game the wrong way quickly. Then the overtime buzzkill. Man, yesterday was the opposite. That third quarter was so frustrating, going like, what are we doing? But it is the Timberwolves the last couple of years don't feel like the Timberwolves of the last 20 years. I still didn't think it was over, even with that 14-0 run. I'm like, we can get back in this game. We're better than them. Didn't know they were going to go old man on it and completely fall apart and not sub anybody out, but the Wolves take a 3-1 series lead, and Luka can just keep crying, and LeBron can keep pretending that he's unofficial and getting to call all the shots.
I mean,
he tries.
Who knew that when they went, the replay rule changed because of the Wolves and Dallas series, correct? Was that last year? If you see a foul now, you can call a foul?
The Jaden McDaniels rule.
Who knew they would call a foul like that on LeBron, right? Like and even when ABC, who's so pro Lakers, was like, the ball went off Ant's foot. I don't think it did. I didn't see a good enough angle that it went off Ant's foot. And then you just see LeBron hack down on Ant and they call the foul.
I thought it was off of Ant, but the argument is, but he got hacked. So what's the difference? And even after the game, LeBron continues to go with the hand is part of the ball. Sure, you hit his wrist.
You hit his forearm.
You cracked his wrist. That's not the hand.
No.
That's where the hand ends. But whatever. They're just sad because they know they're going to lose this series.
Yeah, and you got to beat them there. That would be so weak.
So as cool as it is that game may have been saved by a correct replay that went the Wolves' way, because I truly, truly think LeBron just slashed the hell out of Ant's wrists. The other thing that is the worst part of basketball the last couple of years, and our guy Rudy is the worst example on our team, is every single time, from the first second of the first quarter to the end of the game, when they feel like they don't get a call, when they do the circle in the air, like, review it. It's like, we get it, Rudy. You think it was off the other team. 98% of the time, it's not. Rudy's almost never right when he goes, review it. But Chris Finch doesn't even flinch.
No.
When Rudy's like, I want to review that. No, Rudy. Just get back on defense.
It's the Chris Carter in the 90s version of immediately throwing his hands up when he didn't catch the ball. It's the same thing.
And it's not just the Wolves. Every team does it. Luka does it after every call he doesn't get. They just make that symbol. That gets really old. But I don't know what you're going to do about it. The NBA's kind of crafted this beast now.
You have Anthony Edwards, and you have a guy that is so dominant. And the way that he brought the fight to LeBron last night was amazing. It was so fun to watch, Maxo.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I mean, we won, guys. We won, right?
Yeah,
I feel like we've been super negative for the last 7 minutes.
No, negative on the Lakers.
We're up 3-1 though. Who cares what the Lakers are doing? The Wolves showed a lot of heart, a lot of grit, and that. I mean, we've seen them collapse in the fourth quarter a lot throughout the regular season. I mean, just as recently as a couple weeks ago. But the way they've been showing, not just fortitude on the court, but emotional and kind of mental fortitude. Because like you were saying, Core, that third quarter was super frustrating. The officials started getting generous with the whistle, and you could kind of see the Wolves' body language slumping a little bit there. But Ant single-handedly willed them back into the game, and they kind of just buoyed off of Ant's energy. And it wasn't just him. Like Dante DiVincenzo, he had a tough game, but he had a clutch shot down the stretch. Naz Reid hit a couple of clutch shots down the stretch. Julius Randle was amazing for the whole first half. So like, and Jaden McDaniels came alive in that second half as well. So like, it was just like the Avengers assembled, and the Wolves found their way after pretty much nothing went their way throughout the whole game. And it was really awesome.
And at the right time, too, right, Max? Because you just mentioned Naz. Naz was very quiet until the fourth. Had done almost nothing until the fourth, and then just a couple of monster shots exactly when the Wolves needed him. You mentioned the DiVincenzo layup and the foul. That was huge. Although, again, when he got blocked by LeBron, I'm like, uh-oh. That was vintage LeBron, hit it at the top of the peak. Man, the Wolves definitely dodged the bullet. When they were up, was it 4? I think they had a 4-point lead. Yeah. And within about 20 seconds, the Lakers had gotten the lead back with I think a layup and a 3. And you're like, what just happened? That was fast. But again, this is like the new Wolves. The old Wolves loses that game. When you lose that 4-point lead, they find a way to lose by 20 in the final minute, right? You just get blown out. This team, I'm like, we have Ant. Yeah. Ant is the trump card. Is playoff Ant or whatever the hell version this is, the 43.9 rebound, 6 assist Ant, just never over.
He's outstanding, man. It's awesome to have him on your team. It's awesome to have him on one of the best teams in the market. He's fun to watch, man, and he just doesn't back down. I love the way he attacked Anthony Edwards, the way he attacked LeBron. I love the way that pushing him and getting him into the game and just, it was to goad him, and he knew that he'd get the foul called because they're not going to call that against LeBron. It was just sweet, man. This is such a fun team to watch.
So we are almost now inverted from the start of the series, because I believe the Wolves were around plus 370 when the series started, and the Lakers were like minus 450. Now it's almost exactly the opposite. On DraftKings, the Wolves are minus 550 to win the series, Lakers plus 370. So obviously they have to win the last 3.
Yeah, they'll
good luck.
They'll beat them. It'll be a gentleman's sweep, right, Maxo?
I think so. That felt like a soul snatcher last night.
You are correct.
The Lakers, the last 2 nights, specifically for LeBron James, the last couple of games, he gave everything that he had at age 40. And, he's LeBron James. We think of him, he has got this unlimited energy, whatever, but like, that's got to be deflating, man. Because you got 20 points from Rui Hachimura, 20 plus, which is all you can ask for. Luka Doncic had an amazing game. LeBron James had an amazing game. You led for 80% of the game, and you still ended up losing because Anthony Edwards is just that special, and this Wolves team in general is just that deep. So that felt like a soul snatcher right there. One of two things is going to happen. They're either the Wolves are either going to just blow the Lakers out and smoke them on Wednesday, or the Lakers are it's going to be one of those kind of LeBron Luka games once again. But that felt like a soul snatcher last night. That felt like the series.
Even though they got a little gassed at the end of Game 4. Luka and LeBron both had pretty much vintage games.
Yeah.
And after Game 3, when Jaden McDaniels dominated and basically won that game for us, I think it was him after the game that said something like, look, these are 2 of the greatest players of all time. We can have LeBron do what he did in Game 3, because LeBron was unbelievable in Game 3, right? Looked like he was 25 years old again. And Jaden basically said, we can let one of them go off. We just can't have both of them go off, or we're in trouble. In Game 4, you could argue they both kind of went off, right? Luka had 38. Yeah. LeBron had like 27. Got a little tired, but still, they both had really, really good games, and we still survived it.
Yeah.
So that was, but again, that's how little depth they have.
They have none.
You got an A-plus game out of Luka, outside of not a great fourth quarter, but you got 30-something points out of Luka. You got 27 points, 12 boards, and 8 assists out of LeBron. Those are 2 monster games.
Yeah.
But they had nobody else outside of Hachimura, like Max said, who hit a bunch of clutch threes. Austin Reeves missed most of the game because he was in foul trouble, although heated up in the second half when they were starting to pull away. They got nobody.
Nobody.
What did I say after Game 1? They have 3.5 good players. That's exactly how many they have. They have Luka, LeBron, Austin Reeves, and sometimes somebody else. And that's it.
And Reeves is on the bench for most of the
right. So then you got 2.5 good players.
And Reeves has just not had a great series in general. No. This is a really bad matchup specifically for Austin Reeves against this Wolves team that's got a lot of good wing defenders.
Man, it was it was fun yesterday, Maxo, to see the way Julius played.
Man,
he was so into it. He was like personally offended that the Lakers moved on from him. He D'd up. I think you said it on Holland with the homies. He D'd up on Luka like nobody has.
The Wolves have had some slow starts here in this series thus far, but Julius Randle is the one guy that has brought the energy from the jump every single game. I think he's been the tone setter for this team throughout this entire series, man. And again, when they're having those slow starts, Julius is the one that's single-handedly kind of keeping that Wolves team afloat until Anthony Edwards and the rest of those guys can find their shot and start getting more involved. But Julius, he's been ready to go from the jump, man. He's been bringing the physicality to Luka on both sides of the ball and to LeBron, man. It's just really cool to see. Like, we got some dogs now between Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, like Naz Reid. We ain't scared of these guys anymore. No. We don't care if you're a King James. We don't care if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. We got some dogs in here now, and it's very clear. Like, we ain't gonna let anybody just come into our house and do whatever they want. So it's really cool to see that physicality being brought to the Lakers because they can't hang with it, man. And Julius Randle, I know a lot of people, me included, had mixed feelings about him coming to the Timberwolves. Man, he has been indispensable throughout the second half of the season and this series in particular.
So, random question. I know the front row seats are, quote, available to anyone, right?
They're available to everybody.
Everybody can get them. Do you think Josh Duhamel pays for those seats?
No, he mentioned who gave him the seats last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So somebody gave them to him?
Well, I mean, it's Bell Bank. It's a partner of his,
got it.
Right?
So, but most celebrities, whether it's Ben Stiller or Spike Lee, all these guys.
Dusty.
Dusty Cowtown, all these guys that sit front row. Do most celebrities pay for their own tickets?
Rosie does.
Of course Rosie does, but I said celebrities.
I mean, I don't know. That's
I can't
a good
imagine.
question.
Because we heard, no, again, this is the resale value, not the face value, but we were hearing that tickets were going for like $20K plus, right? For front row seats, I think specifically for game 3. I assume game 4 was the same. And Josh has that kind of money, but he's been there back-to-back games. I doubt he's dropping something like $100K for him and his wife to go sit front row. What a waste of money.
Yeah.
Who's paying for these tickets?
He's got
Bell Bank in that case.
But money, yeah.
But still, you don't want to throw away $100K on 2 basketball games?
Man, if you had that kind of bread, that'd be fun, though.
If you're Gates or something, then you can do whatever you want.
I don't know what his sexual preference is. I think he was with his wife. I think I talked one time with, speaking of Rosie, with Rosie's wife, and it was the bit about how if Taylor was going to be here for that Chiefs game, and I was like, does the team just give her a suite? And she said, no, they have to buy them. And Taylor doesn't care I don't know if that's the same with courtside tickets. Spike Lee was sitting courtside yesterday, and
he always is,
but they were in Detroit. I would bet he pays for that.
Maybe,
seat.
But yesterday, KOC's sitting second row, right? There's always Justin Jefferson's always sitting front row every time he wants to show up. I just wonder where these guys and gals get that access. I mean, it's available to everyone.
I would think that there's a little bit of trade action in that, where you guys, you
scratch
give us
my back, we scratch
when
yours.
Our players want to go, or
maybe,
yeah. I think there's a little bit of you want to be friends with the partners in town kind of bit. But I would bet Spike pays, or there are famous people or people who have that kind of money that would love to say, I'm not going to the game. Why? Spike Lee's in my seat.
But I wonder what happens if it is a scratch my back, you scratch mine, I scratch your situation. If Blake Brandel's like, hey, I want to go to the Wolves game, and they're like, well, Justin's going.
Yeah.
But can I go? No. You can if you buy them. They're available to everyone, just like Rosie.
Darisaw and Addison were courtside on Friday, yeah. I mean, I'm sure Rosie would know. Rosie pays for all his.
Right.
He pays a phone call for all of his, I thought.
Yeah.
Maybe he calls collect.
Or he just calls Billy Sushi and he gives them their tickets. Who knows? You know who this is brought by? My amazing friends at Gutter Helmet and GutterHelmetMN.com. Never clean your gutters again.
Stranglehold right now with the Wolves and Lakers.
Hell yeah.
It's not over for the Wild, Zachary. We'll talk more about that later. But, man, that was a rough one, but still. They're battling against Vegas, and Vegas is freaking good. They can still do this one as well. Ben Lieber will be here a little bit later. Michael J. Mussman III a little bit later. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
The Fan. What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Fan.
Is presented by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. It starts at 8. Watch it at KFAN.com/watch.
It sure does. That's the voice of Zach Halverson. I'm Corey Cove. That's Meat Sauce Paul Lambert. There's Max Fuller.
Hi,
guys. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi, guys. You guys have a good weekend? Did you guys do something fun? Sauce, I assumed you watched the draft the entire time.
I watched it up until the Vikings picked, and then I didn't watch the rest of it. It's weird because, I thought the Vikings did fine. I really liked the first-round pick. I have no idea who the guys they took in the third round, although I think a lot of the people there are excited for him. Having 4 or 5 picks that they ended up with is not, no second-round pick. They didn't have a 4th-round pick. It was kind of a weird way to watch it. I still watched a lot of it, but it didn't have the same jazz that some of these other drafts do. And then next year, as of now, they have at least their first 5 picks, right? So it should be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, North Face Dave's coming. Do you want any coffee?
No.
Zacho? Nah. Max?
Hell yeah.
What do you want?
I'm not passing about no free coffee. Where's he getting it from?
Probably Starbucks.
Okay.
Caribou.
Can I text you whatever? I don't even know the menu.
Yeah.
Your boy don't be at Caribou.
Gotta love North Face Dave.
Yeah, North Face Dave's the best.
Shout out North Face Dave.
He's the best. Great dude.
Sure. The Vikes have a new quarterback.
How about that?
That was kind of interesting. Shedeur Sanders got pranked like everybody else, it sounds like, did during the NFL draft. That's always fun.
I heard that was like the Falcons coordinator's son or something like that.
The defensive coordinator's kid saw Shedeur Sanders' phone number on his dad's iPad and wrote it down specifically to prank him later. And can I say, look, obviously the kid's already apologized. He's like, I made a terrible mistake. I can't believe I, crapped on your big moment and whatever. The kid's whatever. He was being a complete douche and he's owning up to it. And the Falcons are like, this is embarrassing. But they don't think the DC had anything to do with it. And that's probably correct. It's just a dumb 21-year-old kid making a mistake. But can we at least rip the prank? It was lame as hell. If you've seen the video or heard the audio, you have Shedeur Sanders' number and you want to prank him on draft day. And the best you can do is, hey, this is Mickey Loomis for the Saints. We're going to pick you, but you're going to have to wait a while. So sorry about that. What? Every Bart Simpson prank is better than that.
Tell him you're picking him.
Oh my God. You gotta, if you're going to get him, get him.
When they're on the clock, call him.
Yeah. They laughed, all of his boys in that video, they laughed like they just punked him like Ashton Kutcher times 1,000. Yeah. It's like, fellas, this is the lamest prank I've ever seen. If you're going to own him, do it to an epic level. And he had the number days ahead of time, it sounds like. So you and your boys have days to get creative, and the best you can come up with is essentially the anchorman, like, you should move. You should leave.
Yeah.
Bring a jacket.
Yeah.
That's the best you could do?
Yeah.
So disappointing.
They basically did is your refrigerator running?
100%.
Like, that would have been better than what they actually pulled off.
I'm not advocating for doing it, right? Don't ruin the kid's moment. The kid's trying to get drafted. He's free falling already, right? He's having a terrible couple of days. Just let the kid have a terrible couple of days without piling on. But then if you're gonna, gotta do it right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your money's worth.
What a waste.
Get your father's jobs.
Correct.
Security worth.
Can you freaking imagine
man.
that dad lighting that kid up going, what if you had cost me my job, you dumb prick?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Isn't the kid an athlete, too?
I don't know.
I have
Maybe.
no idea.
He's
Yeah.
21-year-old Jax Ulbrich.
Oh. Yeah. That guy was the fill-in head coach after what's-his-face got fired with the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, it goes a couple of ways. Like, it's a dumb thing to do. You did a poor prank, but, like, if they'd done that to, I don't know, name a player, I don't think it's as, like, nobody cares as much.
Name a player isn't as good as Shittier Sanders.
Yeah, but to do it to, like, somebody who everyone in the media is talking about, he's in an absolute free fall. What was he picked in the 5th round?
Yeah, 144.
Yeah, so.
Well, and Colts pick Tyler Warren said he got a prank call.
Yeah.
The Bills' 6th round pick said he got 4 or 5. So this is a thing.
Yeah.
It's been happening for a handful of years, but to be a defensive coordinator's kid and to film yourself and to do it that poorly. Again,
That's
even
stupid.
Even on the opposite side, right? Because people were filming Shedeur when he got the call. So that video, the kid hangs up the phone and Shedeur's like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
The guy from the Saints just said we're going to have to wait a while, but I don't understand. Like, he didn't even understand it was a prank because the prank was executed so poorly. He's like,
hideous.
I don't understand what just happened. He wasn't even that mad about it. It was like, I'm confused. I don't get it. What?
Yeah.
If you do it right, he should be MFing you into the phone.
You should, when they
Make him cry.
Make him cry.
Whoever team you want to pretend to be, the second that team gets on the clock, call him.
That's way better.
Way better.
Then you're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Right.
Oh, boy. What a waste.
Yeah, just
it is weird to think both at the same time. It's just such a mean thing to do.
It's so mean.
But make sure you do it right. Right? It's I want both to be true. I don't want him to do it.
No, you don't.
But I want him to do it at a level that was significantly greater than he did. Man.
Well, in the timing of it, he had already been free falling. Like, if you're going to call him, you should have called him on day one. You should have did the prank call on day one. The timing of it made it particularly cruel when everybody is already kind of dunking on Shedeur and kind of being a jerk to him anyways. It just made it feel extra mean.
So here's what I'm curious about, because again, whatever. It is what it is now. It's all history. Mel Kiper is going to be attached to this pick forever about him screaming about Shedeur the entire way down, all that stuff. I still think going all the way back, I'm going to be really curious if we ever get to the bottom of when did the Sanders camp find out that this was possible? Because clearly when he's like, I'm not going to Green Bay for the draft, people are like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But then some people don't go to the draft, even if you're going to be a 9th pick or a 21st pick. Maybe you don't want to go. They must have known that he was in trouble. But maybe not 5th round trouble, but maybe they were like, I don't think he's going in the 1st. And that's why he decided not to go to Green Bay.
Yeah, and I think what happened is...
Wonder when he knew.
This is just my guess, is that he didn't participate in a lot in the offseason, and I think that, like, that kind of rubbed some of these guys the wrong way, where, like, there's a difference in, like, not throwing at the combine, right? Where, like, there are a lot of quarterbacks that don't throw at the combine, but there aren't a lot of quarterbacks that think they're better than the combine, and I think whether that's right or not, whether that's how he was or not, I think that's the way a lot of people thought. But as much as I ripped the coverage and ripped him, he should have been at least a 2nd round pick. Have you seen the lowlights of Tyler Shuck, the guy that was taken 40? He's terrible.
That's how old he is, too.
Right. And then Dylan Gabriel goes in front of you.
That's
Dylan
crazy.
Gabriel is
even Milroe
is Brienne's size, and he's going in front of you.
Nice callback.
Thank you.
Shout out to Brienne.
And you're like, what? And then it was really weird when like Jalen Milroe doesn't even know how to play the position yet, and he goes in front of him. I thought it was a little, but like on Saturday when after Sanders was picked, and it hit me close to home because it's like on this show.
Were you on the air still?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There are many moments on this show where like 95% of us is just going back and forth, and it's a bit right. But there are that 5% where you get under somebody's skin, they're having a bad day, and it's a legit argument. That's what that was.
Yeah, with Mel
Kiper was so mad, and
Reese Davis got frustrated too.
Reese is like, we have to move on. There's multiple players that are being picked that we're just not talking about, and then he was so mad, and it was legit mad. And I love Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper, there are people that want him fired for how he reacted. That's stupid. But like he was. Pissed.
Well, how about we can wrap this up in a second? But how about the people? I feel like Reese Davis. We can wrap this up and move on.
Yeah.
How about the people that were like, he's banging the table for Shedeur Sanders, and then they're going, well, here's 5 other quarterbacks he banged the table for, and he was dead wrong.
Jimmy Clausen.
It's a draft.
Yeah, it's a draft.
There's a million people that are wrong a million times. Yeah. Getting 5 quarterbacks like Jamarcus Russell or Jimmy Clausen, getting those wrong do not disqualify you from having draft opinions. If that's the case, 0 people are allowed to talk about the draft. Everybody gets it wrong every freaking year.
What percentage of quarterbacks from 1994 to 2024 that have been drafted in the 5th round work out?
I saw that it was 0. Right?
0.
They've had 0 that have been starting NFL quarterbacks. Obviously, there have been 5th rounders that like are backups that never get in, but there have been 0 starting quarterbacks. Since 1994, last 30 years in the 5th round, which is also kind of a weird stat because obviously Brady was a 6th rounder. Like there's been some 7th rounders like Purdy. So I mean, rounds 5, 6, and 7, sure, there's been some diamonds in the rough, but 0 specifically from number 5, which is weird. It's just kind of a weird thing that's just the no man's land.
I just texted North Face Dave that Max wanted a large turkey mocha.
Turkey?
Turtle. I it said turkey.
Nice autocorrect.
Turkey mocha.
I wonder why Apple thinks that you would never type in turtle, but would type in turkey.
Well, turkey's great.
Maybe you play a lot of bowling. Who knows?
Maybe.
Front page sports in a second. We'll have Zachary break down the overtime loss to the Vegas Golden Knights. Ben in like 30 minutes. Must later. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores. I think they got new bullet points. Let me see if they got something new. Saucy Saucers. And you like Holiday, right?
Love Holiday. I go out of my way to go to Holidays. Love it.
Let's see here.
I went to 2 of them the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Within 10 minutes of
What'd you get?
Well, I got a pop at the County Road E1.
Oh, yeah?
And then I realized on my way, I'm like, I didn't grab a straw. So I got off at Highway 96 and went to that one and got the straw.
So technically, that second one, you purchased nothing and just stole a straw.
No, I purchased a bottle of Diet Coke and a peanut butter cup because I felt bad about going in and not purchasing.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Buyer's guilt.
So,
you can get 3
take
Monsters for $7 for a limited time at Holiday. Mix and match any flavors you want. Sorry, Maxo, I yet again went with the white.
Son of a bitch.
They don't have a black one. I'm sorry.
Well, you could make your own. You could blaze a trail.
Ow.
It's pretty good.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right, the Wolves won yesterday. We'll talk about that, but we've neglected the Wild. Zachary, let's walk through what happened on Saturday. Wild are playing well. They take a 2-1 lead. Bouillon basically goes Jason Voorhees and hits the dude right in the face. Right, gets a 4-minute penalty. Kind of changed the vibe because they scored. Then they take the lead. Spurgeon, about a minute later, knots it up at 3. And then you take it from there. What happened the rest of the way?
Well, you skipped over a lot.
Such as?
Wow, Zach.
Boyum, during that penalty kill, Jake Middleton took a cross check to the face, and they didn't call that.
They did not.
A lot of people I talk to, I know it's going to be empty for me because I know I'm boy who cried ref a lot. But there's a lot of people that don't normally complain about officiating that complaining on Saturday. And I don't think the refs are, in the bag for Vegas. I think they're just like anybody who's watching a neutral series, and they go, well, whenever you're watching, you want game 6s and game 7s and all that. So I don't know. There was a lot of instances of like, how do you call this, but you don't call that. The Hartman goal, or I'm sorry, not it went off of kind of Hartman. Hurdle technically got the goal, where Hartman was getting tackled in front of, literally was being held down, had Hurdle on top of him, and the puck goes off of those two and goes in the back of the net to get Vegas that 3-2 lead that they never should have had in the first place. And then again, during the guy who cross-checked Middleton is during that penalty kill is the one who eventually scored that power play goal. He shouldn't have been on the ice, but he was whatever. Anyway, but whatever. The Wild, they battled hard, and they're by the way, they're not blaming the officials. They're not, they call that wasted energy. And they played really well. Again, this is a very good Vegas Golden Knights team, and they got to overtime and couldn't take advantage of a power play that they did get in the extra session, and eventually it was just it felt like toward the end of the first overtime, 18 or so minutes in, they were trying. I think they were fighting to just get to a second overtime, get that break, and they couldn't get there because unfortunately a couple big mistakes. Middleton obviously trying to clear. Isn't able to clear, and then Faber can't help and support, and next thing you know, the puck is in the back of the net. So, yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough. They had a really good chance to find a way to maybe take that first ever 3-1 series lead in franchise history, and it just didn't go their way the other night. So we'll see Tuesday night in Vegas. What
are you going?
What they have to offer.
Are you going?
Yeah.
Are you really? Look at Zachary.
Man. So
you're going for game 5. Would you go back if there's a game 7 too?
No, no, because we got Grandview and get other responsibilities on Sunday. So hopefully there's no game 7. Hopefully they can.
So do you leave today?
Yes.
Oh man, look at Zachary.
Right after the show.
Right after the show.
Yeah.
Look at Zach.
For you, man.
What do you got today?
What's that?
What do you got today?
Like, what do you mean?
What are you doing in Vegas?
Yeah,
I'm going to land.
Getting high and going to see Penn and Teller?
Probably watch a lot of severe weather coverage, honestly.
How about that? Is it going to get greasy?
That's what it's looking like it's going to be.
Well, what do you care? You're going to be in Vegas.
Yeah, what do you care?
Because I'm actually kind of angry I'm not here for it, but...
What?
I mean, I'll take it.
Are you going to watch it pantsless?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you're going to hammer yourself to it.
He's going to be sitting in a bathtub higher than a kite.
Yeah.
Watching it on his laptop.
Yeah.
Watching it probably on his phone. Multi-screening severe Minnesota weather from a Vegas bathtub higher than hell.
Yeah, that.
On the Wild's dime.
You know, what's going to be
That's what
weird
the Wild's
is,
paying for.
Well, I won't be.
You're the
higher than
only
hell.
one in that area that will be doing that. That's got to be something, right?
I don't know, probably. I mean, there's a lot of people that, especially, I think regardless of where it is, where the severe weather is, I'd probably be watching it. But
when's it going to get greasy?
The irony of this being potentially a historic day in Minnesota weather history. And
really?
How bad is it going to get, Zachary?
So they've got, there's a lot smarter people out there that can explain this way better, but the elementary understanding of it is this. They can look at these models. They can say a level 1 through 5 of severe probability and strength and all that. And they got level 1 through 5. We don't typically get it's very rare to see a level 4, and that's what we have. We have a moderate probability of severe weather in the southeastern part of the state, including the entire Twin Cities, even almost up towards St. Cloud area. So
what kind of threat are we talking, though? Just
tornadoes.
Tornadoes are possible.
Are very not only possible. There is a worry about a potential outbreak of tornadoes.
Yeah.
In our area, there's also hail that could be up to 2 inches in diameter. Straight line winds are also a threat. So it's not going to hit everybody. And chances are, if you're listening to this and you're going to have a great day, it's going to be fine.
Sounds like it.
If it does come to fruition, if there are storms and you do get hit, they will very much likely pack a punch. And so just be prepared wherever you are going to be. This isn't a batten down the hatches, but just kind of know where you are, know where you can take shelter. And if that happens, but it is, as Creasel said this morning on Twitter, it's could be a greasy day today.
All right, you got on a severe weather / Vegas / bathtub rant. So let me back up about 6 minutes.
Sure.
You mentioned that the Wild don't complain about refs because they called it wasted energy, right? That there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
That's very Zen-like of you and John Hines and everybody at the Wild. What do you guys feel like you guys waste the most of your energy on? Right, because everybody that all those social media influencers,
there it is,
like lifestyle coaches, right, or this is life hack guys.
What?
They always have like 12 packs and they're ripped and they're a billionaire and they're in Bali and they're like, here's how I hacked life.
Yeah,
and
they're always in Bali.
Every time I'm like, what is this guy's deal? One of the first things they always say is essentially like, do not waste time. And I'm like, man, I waste a lot of time.
Same.
I waste a lot of my time. Which is funny because here, if you go down the hallway at 9 o'clock, you can go to Barb's office or Abbott's office and just rip for like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can go home. Sometimes when I leave, at 11, I'm like, what did I just do with my life? I just ripped for 2 hours. That was worthless.
Yeah.
Then you leave at 9:01 and they're like, hey, you don't like work? What's the deal?
Yeah.
It's like, well, today I chose nonviolence. Today I chose I don't want to rip.
Non-ripping.
Right. Today I just want to go home and nap because I value my time. I don't need to rip. And I get crapped on for that. So it's like they basically are requiring me to stay and to rip other people's character and human beings behind their back.
Or you get ripped. It's like a never-ending vicious cycle of ripping.
Correct.
Yes, but like I've said for a long time, and Sauce can back me up on this, I let that train leave the station about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
If you work here long enough, you have to understand when you leave the room, you're the one getting ripped.
Yeah.
And it used to make me nervous. I used to get anxious. I'm like, man, I can't leave. I have to stay with the group until they all go their own ways. Otherwise, I'm going to get ripped. And then about 15 years ago, I'm like, what do I care? Rip away.
Who cares? Hammer.
I don't care if half the building hates me. It's not going to change my day. I'm going to go home and nap.
Yeah.
I don't think half the building hates me. I think it's like 5 people.
Yeah. Maybe. Half the building hates me, I would bet.
Most of them have been fired.
Well, why did we take pay cuts then?
I don't know. It's a really good question.
Thank you.
It's a really, really good question. I got to stop wasting so much time.
Yeah, man.
I feel like I'm wasting the Twin Cities time right now.
That's probably the wasted energy that, for me,
is worrying about worrying?
Worrying about just the company and things like that.
Yeah, who cares?
It's never going to change, so why worry about it?
Right.
Yeah, who cares? The sun will come up tomorrow, man.
Sauce, you should be one of those life hack guys. Just every day, just post ways that you're crushing life and life hacks for the rest of us.
Well, we crushed life yesterday when we decided that Louis was going to go topless during the Wolves rally, and it worked. And the best part was Uncle Max is proud of him because he threw that shirt off and they won, man.
I saw that tweet and I stood up out of my chair and clapped. And people were like, the Wolves didn't even score. I'm like, don't worry about it. Something more important's going down.
But in the future, make it a whole Lambert family thing or no one. All three of you or none of you.
Relax.
Well, Chris got to see it. It's no fair. Share with the class. What really matters is next. Ben Lieber will be here in like 12 minutes. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
All right, let's do this. Let's get into what really matters, scores and stats around the world of sports. In between, Saucy, is it going to be you or is it going to be Zachary? Who's doing it today?
I can do it.
Oh, you can do it.
Zacho was looking up TV trucks.
For the weather
something
reports?
He likes. No, about something else. He's into it.
Why are you into TV trucks?
Oh, no, there was just, it was a post, the TV production at Coachella. And it's just fascinating, the amount of work that goes into that. So,
all right. Carbonis brings you what really matters. Carbonis.
Thanks for bringing that up, Sauce.
Well, I wasn't doing it in a negative way.
I know you're making fun of me.
No, I'm not. I just said he was looking at TV trucks. That's something you're into.
And by the way, Carboni's Pizza is here to fuel you all. Why can't I say that? Carboni's Pizza is here to fuel you all. Ugh.
Fuel is a tricky word.
Fuel you all.
Yeah, that's a tough combo.
Through the playoffs. Visit one of their 30-plus locations to enjoy delicious pizza and get ready for the Minnesota playoff run. Find your nearest Carbonis today at carbonispizza.com.
Sauce, you try. Carbonis is here to fuel you all, but do it as fast as Zachary tried.
Carbonis is here to fuel you all.
You just slow down a little bit. But
Carbonis is here to fuel you all.
Fuel me all?
Yeah,
no, you nailed it. You nailed it. I'm trying to say that you didn't, but you did. You did fine.
Does it hurt to say that, Cor?
A little bit. Although, hey, let's call a spade a spade.
Oh, spade.
The dude went full-on Goodwill Hunting mode Friday morning in initials, right? That was your Hall of Fame meat sauce game. All 5 were super impressive. You played out of your mind Friday morning. Then you and Maxo on Password. What the bleep was that?
We were out of body,
we were
dog.
out of body.
Dude,
out of body.
But, you know, there's what is that stuff called? Like Magic Mind that gets promoted on Instagram all the time. It's like some kind of supplement you take, and people think it's like some magic elixir. Who knows? If you did something different on Friday, food-wise, drink-wise, somebody should pay you a fortune and go, look, here's the proof. The dude was a genius on initials and a genius on password. Everything Max said, you understood. Your clues were good. Your answers were good. Maxo always plays well. You don't play that well.
No, I do not.
That was your A-plus game. What the hell was going on Friday with you?
I have no idea. I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before because it was the draft, and I was jacked about that. I haven't been taking, I don't remember the last time I took a nap, but when we got in here and we were playing, and the word was mop, and you said, did you say janitor?
Janitor, yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to be
Why can't it be custodian?
But I didn't think it would be.
That's a hell of a guess, because I think I would have said custodian. I was listening along, and obviously I know the answer, but I'm like, man, I think I would have guessed custodian. And you go, mop. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sauce is locked in.
I just didn't think he'd use the word custodian, and I thought if he used the word custodian, Max would go, janitor? Like, trying to get you to...
I don't know, man. Yeah. Whatever it was, you killed it on Friday. Fun. Well done. You guys put on a quite the show Friday afternoon.
Yeah. They did not. They thought they'd shut us out.
Oh, yeah.
I think they played a little, zone loose, coverage, little deep five or whatever it's called. They didn't think we had any chance.
They didn't know it was Culpepper and Randy Moss up in that thing.
Yeah.
All right, so the Vikings, they traded pick 142 to Seattle for quarterback Sam Howell. 24 years old. He's a fifth-round pick in 2022. He's been a Commander and a Seahawk, but he barely played last year. He was 5 of 14 with an interception backing up Geno Smith, so he was just, whatever. Didn't get in. Full season, though, in 2023 with Washington, 3,900 yards, 21 touchdowns, 21 interceptions, a 78.9 passer rating. So the 21-21, that's not good, right? A 1-to-1 ratio is not good.
No.
The 78.9 rating, that's not good. He did run for 5 touchdowns, but Sauce, I think you said this. Was this you? I think it was you on Saturday afternoon that just compared him to Nick Mullins.
No, that was probably Nordo.
Was it Nordo? Either way, I think that's dead on because Mullins can put up 400 yards. But he's probably going to throw a pick or two doing it, right? It just looks like that's what Sam Howell is he is going to be J.J. McCarthy's backup. If McCarthy gets injured, Howell can probably put up a 300-yard game for you, but it might be 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, right? He might cost you the game just as likely as he is to help you win it. I saw a lot of stories, and we can get Lieber's reacting because he'll be here in any second. Saw a lot of stories go, this shuts the door on Aaron Rodgers. Well, does it? Because, I think it's shut either way. I think it truly is shut either way. It never made sense to me. The plan was to move on from bigger money. That's why you didn't re-sign Sam Darnold. The plan was to move on to JJ. I never understood the Aaron Rodgers angle. But if it's Nick Mullins, if it's Sam Howell, I don't care who your backup quarterback is. Why would that stop Aaron? This answers the question. This shuts that door. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It was already shut, but this doesn't stop you. Like, for example, if Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi today said, we should go with Aaron Rodgers, do you think the other one's going to go, but we did trade for Sam Howell? What?
No.
That doesn't change anything.
No, it doesn't change anything.
What really matters, though, is this.
Your eye can see 1 million different colors. Fascinating.
Wonder how they counted all those.
I don't even. It's just the colors are so fascinating to me. I just read last week they discovered a new one.
Yeah,
how's that even possible?
Right.
How are there 1 million?
I just don't get how they work. You know what I mean? Like, we just take for granted. Like, how do you say, hey, you know what? I want this to be this color. Like, this paper towel to be white. This monitor to be black. How does that work?
I don't understand that either. I'm sure we learned that in high school.
We didn't. No,
we learned about the ultraviolet light and the spectrum and things like that. You're fascinated by TV trucks. There were people that were fascinated by lights. Although, by the way, being fascinated by the technology of a TV truck is different than the way that Sauce worded it, because he goes, Zach's super into them. It made it sound like that was your kink. Is like,
it might be
cranking it to TV trucks.
No,
maybe
Zach's super into them.
Yeah.
Good morning, Ben Lieber.
I mean, I've heard of worse things to be into.
Ben, when you go on location for Twin Cities Live, do they have to bring a TV truck to the venue? How does that work?
No, they don't. No. That might be inside baseball stuff, a trigger situation, trigger word for a lot of people involved, because the truck would give us a lot more options and a lot more stability with the signal.
So you would like a truck, but
you would love the truck,
but the truck doesn't
every
come
single
with
time. But the truck does not.
Who's using the truck? Channel 5's got to have a truck.
Doing it, yeah. They got the reporters out and about.
Doing what?
You know, when
What's
they're covering tornadoes like this afternoon and they're in the remote recesses of the state, I mean, they need a good signal.
Nothing's more important than Twin Cities Live.
My godfather literally drives the Channel 5 satellite truck or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He works over there.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah. You guys still do a pretty good job with remote broadcasts.
Yeah, we do a decent job. But, you got to rely on just basically cell tower service.
Live view, baby.
You said your godfather drives that truck? So you said?
He did, yeah.
So if your parents died, he would take over and watch after you and make sure you're okay?
That's so sweet. No, we got those. Well, I don't. Does that really even still apply now?
Well, sure, it's your godfather.
Yeah. No, I mean, we got other.
No, he has pledged to protect you in case of tragedy. So your parents die in some weird, I don't know, orgy fire.
Wow.
Okay.
And
Orgy fire.
those
The
are pretty
worst
common.
kind.
No. You could argue that's one of the best kinds.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you think you just move into the truck with him and travel around?
No, I don't. No. I'd probably move into his house if I was going to move in. But I think we're cool.
He'd have you?
I don't think you would. I think that expired like 12 years ago.
No. There's no expiring from being a godfather. That is pledging. It's a lifelong commitment.
So there's no expiring of being a father, but like after a while, you can't put the kid down as a dependent anymore.
I thought you said you can't put the kid down. It's like my dad still tucks me in.
Yeah.
Does he really?
Sure.
Yeah. Every night.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Make sure the sheets are tight and.
Do you guys know, is the designation of a godfather, is it always religious?
I think in the truest sense it's supposed to be, but I think there's a lot of I think that we get a little loose with the language now in 2025, but a true godfather, I believe it's a religious guidance kind of a situation.
Right.
That they will guide you on your spiritual journey if need be.
Do you have one, Cor?
I was not offered to anyone. No one is my godfather. No.
Oh. Yeah, because you came out like a gremlin baby, and nobody wanted to take you on.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think I was up for auction and I got 0 bids.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, lost soul. I think. I don't know. And then I didn't get asked to be a godfather to Louis, but whatever, no big deal. I mean, I'd take care of him if.
That's kind of you.
Well, think of it. If you and Kel passed away, who do you want to raise Louis? Dav or me?
Probably you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that would be the smart move. Yeah, you might want to get that in writing.
Give him to me. You want him growing up listening to the Insane Clown Posse and wearing throwback Sean Kemp jerseys? Or do you want him?
The throwback Sean Kemp jersey part is pretty baller.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, John Stockton one too.
But now
about the strawberry.
Wearing that jersey to Target is different than wearing it to the gathering of the Juggalos.
Yeah, that's a good
which
point.
little Louis would under the tutelage of Dav. And Tutelage of Dav is the title of the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell all that.
Anyway, Ben, are you a godparent to anybody?
Yes. But I don't think that we...
He's Tommy's god daddy.
I tuck him in every night.
He would love if you tucked it back every night.
Tommy's in a full moo-moo right now, just waiting.
I don't think that we designated godparents to our kids. I don't know. I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think we were like, this is silly. We whoever we designate as the guardians, if we do tragically pass, that's going to be the same person.
Thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like I don't want to have two different people.
Plus, look, if you and Abs die, guess what? None of your business, right? It's not your problem. Somebody else's problem.
Right.
You're dead.
Oh.
They can figure. The people who are alive can figure it out.
Yeah.
Not your problem. Right, Sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, what do I care?
Is it my turn? The Vikings signed a large class of undrafted free agents. One of them, Gopher quarterback Max Brosmer.
Hey. Which, good for him because they only got 3 on the roster.
Look, the kid can sling it. I have no idea if he can sling it at the NFL level, but Wouldn't it be kind of cool if he was quarterback 3?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, if he lights up preseason, and
he'll probably, so that's...
Kid can sling it, man. I like Brosmer.
We're getting way too into the weeds.
That's high.
But we saw the first year, and now Kirko was an established pro, but even KOC's first year, Kirko did not play in the preseason. JJ probably plays some, right?
Benjamin, your thoughts?
JJ should play some in the preseason.
Yeah.
It's going to be a juicy conversation in July.
But he should.
I think he has to.
Yeah, he played, a half, a quarter?
Right.
So he plays in a preseason game and gets hurt. Sam Howell gets hurt in a preseason game, and then instead of calling Aaron Rodgers, we let Brosmer take over for 2025.
I'm down.
Do you think
it sounds like Zach was a fan of Brosmer as well.
But if Brosmer is the quarterback, do you think to make him comfortable, KOC runs up and down the sidelines?
Oh boy. We're going to get a lot of Ben's takes on the draft here in the next hour and change, because the Vikings made some interesting choices or non-choices, and we'll get his take on the Sanders slide and a whole bunch of other things. But for now, what really matters is this.
Maxo, this one's for you.
Oh.
The Golden Girls dug into more than 100 cheesecakes over the course of the show.
100? I guess they did eat a lot of cake.
That's all they do.
Did they really?
Yeah. Yeah, they ate plenty of cake.
Oh, yeah.
Ta-da.
On and off camera.
Especially the hockey one. Which one's the hockey one?
Oh, Blanche.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Blanche Devereaux.
No, she's horny.
She's the best.
How many beers do you believe Norm had in the entire run of Cheers?
So
I bet someone's done the math.
I think, though, beer is in like what we thought was beer. I think it was apple juice, I think, is the bit.
Okay, but even think of how much apple juice you have to drink. Because even if you're not the focus of the scene, you're still in the background drinking.
Yeah.
Unless you're spitting it out in between takes, that is a lot of apple juice.
I feel like back in the day, they didn't care if you were actually drinking. Nowadays, you can't. I don't think if you're filming anything, you can actually have real alcohol.
In Game of Thrones, you could have coffee right on the set.
Yeah.
During big meetings and stuff. Just have the coffee right there. That was so weird that they didn't catch that.
Someone calculated Norm's tab at Cheers, and it would have been $124,406.90.
And that was 80s and 90s prices.
Some people say 373 beers, others say 486. I don't know how the number varies so much.
373 beers.
When did that show end? Like 89 or 90-ish?
Well,
somewhere in that range?
They showed the pilot in 2025, so it ran that long.
Got it. More of what really matters in Ben's draft takes and whatnot after this Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.